Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Tesla weekly video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. So as per usual, we're going to look at some numbers out of China, out of Europe, the United States, and then some news related with regards to Tesla. Yes, it's true that year to date, the stock is not doing quite well, but then again, the Magnificent 7 stock haven't really performed as well as expected at the start of the year. So Tesla is down 10% year to date, but don't forget in the last 6 months alone, this stock is up 80%, and I believe since the election, this stock almost doubled. It still has a market cap of $1.1 trillion, so yeah, let's not complain. As always, let's start with the China weekly insurance number. So we didn't have those of last week, but apparently the number came in at 13,400 for the past 2 weeks. Remember, there is also the Chinese New Year. It's not at the same time as last year. So if you look at the year-over-year comparison, you might say, oh, it's extremely weak. No, as you can see right here, last year, week 7, the number was just 2,600. Chinese New Year usually impacts those numbers quite heavily. So right now we're at 36,700 for the year. We also got the production number for January, that was 63,238. And as for December, this was a number I still had to update. That came in at 82,867. So for the whole of 2024, the number sits at 912,526. And by the way, this sheet is available for channel members. And if you don't want to become a member, that's also fine. You'll just have to wait for the weekly videos. Now, if you enjoy these type of videos, hit all the buttons. That's free. Subscribe if you're new here and you want to support me even further. Do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So this is basically how it looks like right now compared to 24, 23, and 2022 when we look at the cumulative Tesla China insurance data. Of course, we're just at the start of the year, so let's see how things perform along the way, especially with the refresh Model Y. Moving to some select countries in Europe. So those countries are Norway, UK, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, Czech Republic, and Ireland. These are the numbers not for the past week, but the week before that, since we didn't do a video. That came in at 1,600, and this past week, 1,700. Year-to-date sales are 23.4% lower year over year. In Germany specifically, for the first month, that number came in at 1,277, approximately 59% lower than a year ago. If we look at BEV adoption in Germany, what's interesting here is that we did see a nice spike in January for BEV adoption. I wonder what type of cars they're buying, maybe Chinese ones, who knows. Anyways, moving to France, the number came in at 1,141, also down significantly year on year. You should also note that incentives are gone. Now, with all that said, if you look at BEV sales for the full year 2024 in Europe, look at the one and the number 2, Tesla Model Y and Tesla Model 3. Of course, Model Y, yes, it's down 17% year over year, but still the best seller in Europe when you look at BEV. And then the number 2 is also Tesla Model 3. So yes, it's true. All the headlines are saying, oh, Tesla is getting destroyed. Yes, sales are not as great as in 2024, but still, when you are number 1 and number 2, I think you'll take that, right? I think you'll take that. Moving up to the United States, the number came in at around 49,000 for January. Also, don't forget Q1, all in all, is a weakish quarter in the automotive industry. So yeah, take that with not a grain of salt, but with some context. As for the Model X in the United States, Tesla has increased the price of the Model X by $5,000, so it does not qualify for the tax credit. But what does qualify for the tax credit right now is the Cybertruck, and I believe this is only the all-wheel drive. So this one will now cost you around $72,000. I know some people are already saying, oh, maybe this is Tesla pushing people away from the Model X to the Cybertruck, but let's be honest here. If you were going to buy a Model X, I highly doubt you're going to buy now a Cybertruck, because let's be honest, these are two very, very different type of vehicles. I still think the Model X is an amazing vehicle, to be honest. It's expensive, but I know every time I see a Model X, I'm still like, wow, that's a pretty nice vehicle inside and out. Of course, the Cybertruck, you just have to look at it. It's subjective, it's not objective. I've seen it in real life a couple of times. It's it's incredible. But I can understand those that are saying, I'm never going to drive this thing. That's fine as well. But it's interesting. It's an interesting strategy here. I assume Tesla knows and looked at the data and said, you know what? Actually, if we increase the price of the Model X by 5,000, we don't think much will change. So there is that. And maybe they do want to drive more sales for the Cybertruck. I don't know. Could very well be. Moving on to some comments by Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford. He said that the company is getting closer to deciding on whether to partner with another company on full self-driving. We are not so Pollyannish, I honestly didn't even know what that word meant before, about our own capability, that we're not going to look at other people's system or not believe that level 4 personal autonomy is going to be interesting at some point. We need a strong strategy team to decide, do we partner? I'm very confident in Sammy and Doug and their technical prowess. They know the FSD system, they know what's out there, they know the Waymo system as they get democratized for level 4, individual level 4. And so I think we'll make a good decision, but I think Adam, talking on the earnings call here, we're a lot closer to that partnering decision at Ford. So yeah, remains to be seen what happens. Are they going to go to Tesla? Are they going to go to Waymo? Let's wait and see. And don't forget that during the earnings call for Tesla, they did talk about, well, companies that only have a high volume of sales, because it does not make any sense to talk about, well, partnering up with a company that sells 30,000 vehicles a year. Just doesn't make much sense. With Ford, it makes a little bit more sense. Moving on to the energy side of the business. So Tesla has secured a new $144 million Megapack contract to install 142 Megapack units in what will be one of the largest battery energy storage facilities in the United States. I also think there was an announcement again in Australia, plenty of projects there in Australia, which again makes sense. The energy side of the business is firing on all cylinders, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing a huge deal in the United States as well, because I mean, why wouldn't you do it, right? Why wouldn't you do it? Helps the grid, helps everyone as well. So yeah, it's just the logical next step. But the energy side of the business is definitely firing on all cylinders. Another good thing is that the Tesla Mega Factory in Shanghai will officially start production on February 11th, so a couple of days from now. And I mean, I think everybody's still focused on, weak sales here, weak sales there, but the energy side of the business is definitely going to start to contribute way more than the automotive side, especially when it comes to profitability. And I do still wonder where that third factory is going to be, because that comment was just dropped during the earnings call, and it seems like nobody cared. Nobody cared to ask, are you building did you already choose a location? Where is it? Nobody cared. So, okay, I guess we'll find out whenever that's built. Last two things here, Elon Musk to meet Prime Minister Modi during US visit, likely to discuss Tesla, Starlink, and ISRO ties. And remember that last year, it was already planned that Elon goes to China, but that visit was postponed. Now, what's also interesting with this is that apparently there was a report that said that India will review tariff surcharges on luxury cars, solar cells, and that may spur US imports. So yeah, I mean, a big winner of that could definitely be Tesla. We've talked about India for a long time and why it would make sense. And definitely when it comes to the energy side of the business, that would definitely make sense. The car, yeah, maybe as well, but you first need the infrastructure. You need the superchargers. You need a stable grid as well. So yeah, it makes sense. It's going to be a huge market for them. But in my opinion, it makes more sense to first do the Megapack. So maybe that's the next Megapack factory location. Could be. I mean, it would make a lot of sense to do that first and then the cars. So we'll see what happens. A lot of interesting things that's going to happen this year for sure. I almost forgot this slide right here. This comes from ARK Invest Big Ideas 2025. So this is about robotaxis. They talk here about Tesla's cost per mile is around 30 to 40% lower than Waymo's. Okay, that's great. First of all, Waymo exists, the Cybercab does not exist. So there is that. Second of all, and I'm saying this as someone that has Tesla their number one position, but I also own Google and I also own Uber. But what I do want to address here, and this is again something that was bound to happen. If you look at Waymo 5th generation, right? If you look at the incremental cost per mile, or at around $1, look at what happens once they jump to the 6th generation at scale. The cost per mile gets obliterated. So everybody that's saying, oh, Waymo cannot scale, it costs them 180,000. No, it doesn't anymore. LiDAR costs are coming down, technology costs are coming down. All of those things are coming down extremely, extremely fast. So again, I would like to say here, as a Tesla bull, can we please stop with this? Oh, Tesla is just going to destroy everybody else. No, I've been hearing this for years and years from the uber Tesla bulls. This is also pun intended, by the way, that, oh, legacy is going to be gone in a couple of years, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Nobody's going bankrupt anytime soon, right? Right now, nobody's going bankrupt. Everybody's still there. Yes, Tesla is selling a lot of cars, but let's be honest here, they didn't really grow volume year on year. The others are advancing. Waymo is advancing much faster than a lot of Tesla bulls have expected. So we can be shareholders, we can believe in the vision in the long run, but let's not be as bad as Tesla Q, shall we? Thank you. And then looking at the stock right now, yeah, we are a bit in a downtrend. I would say we are under the 50 and the 20-day moving average. The 200-day one sits at $295. I mean, it does seem like we could not have held that all-time highs. I mean, volume has also come down a little bit, so this is the logical step. I mean, if we're going back to 300, welcome. I'll take that. I'll take the $300 Tesla, which is also going to be right at around this point right here, where previously there was some resistance. Maybe 300 could be a support. I don't know. I don't think this is a crystal ball type of thing. Sometimes it does work out, sometimes not. But yeah, if I can buy more Tesla shares at a cheaper price, I'll definitely do it. I'm in no rush to buy more shares. I did take profits above the $400 mark, so now I am in a wait and see if it becomes attractive enough. Yes, I do understand a lot of people say, oh, Elon becomes extremely political, Doge, Germany, blah, blah, blah. I get it. The media is in full force. Of course, they rather focus on Elon Musk and not on the financial corruption and where the taxpayer money is going. Okay, everybody has their own shtick. So anyways, that's all I've got for you right now. If you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.